Hello. I have a touch of the sickness, so I figured what better thing to do than to film a most likely long and definitely rambly video about Sherlock. If you haven't seen the BBC series Sherlock, you should stop watching this video, go watch it, and then come back. You're welcome. It'll only take you like 9 hours, plus however long it'll take for your brain to recover from the experience. And I recommend that you wait at least a day between series 1 and 2 to get a little bitty taste of the year and a half that the rest of us had to wait for it. If you have seen Sherlock, then hopefully you do realize that it is spectacular, but you're probably getting over it by now, because the Reichenbach fall was almost a month ago. However, this is not the case for me. I am still reasonably obsessed with it. It is easily the most obsessed I've been with a show, or anything for that matter, in quite some time. So I'm going to talk about it. I enjoy talking about TV. I enjoy watching TV. Maybe, depending on what choices I make with my life, someday I will enjoy making TV. Who knows? But enough about all of that. I'm going to start talking about Sherlock now. And the first thing I want to talk about really quick is this picture. This picture has been on Tumblr for a while, but just in the last couple days I've seen several people who I follow reblogging it with various commentary, and I just disagree with it, mostly. Hank Green notably commented that he thought that maybe Sherlock and Moriarty could switch places, and then a couple other people defended the image saying that they were in the right spots. I personally think that both of them should be in Slytherin. Neither of them is really in the business of knowledge for the sake of knowledge. They're both just, you know, smart and clever and bored. I also more notably think that John should be in Hufflepuff. Because while he's brave and everything, I think more than anything he is loyal, and that is what really kind of sets him out as his thing. I think the main problem with this picture is just the assumption that any 4 television characters, or any person at all for that matter, just fit and embody different Hogwarts houses. I'm sure that John Green would say something about our tendency to put people into categories and to not imagine people complexly enough or something like that. I don't know, I just saw that picture and it bugged me. On to the show. Sherlock is an amazing show all around, from the writing to the acting to the cinematography. It's gorgeous. I think A Study in Pink might be my favorite episode. The Blind Banker was okay. I liked The Great Game. I liked most of Scandal in Belgravia. And Hound of Baskervilles was pretty good until the last 45 seconds when my mind exploded. And then Reichenbach Fall, of course, was spectacular. Reichenbach Fall is mostly what I'm going to talk about, simply because it is the most recent and the most controversial, I guess you could say. There are so many theories going around as to how he survived that fall. My best theory is not my own. My friend actually told it to me, but I agree with it for the most part, and I think it's got something to do with Rhododendron ponticum. I don't think I said that right. Sherlock at one point when he's flicking through the phone at all of like the factory sites just randomly says that. And it's some kind of like drug plant thing that could make a person seem dead. The main thing is that Moffat said that something that Sherlock did that was out of character would be sort of key to how he did it, and one of the side effects of rhododendron is watery eyes, which explains Sherlock on the roof, because he wouldn't cry. This, of course, leaves the major issue of how he got to the ground, which I am still not totally sure about. The garbage truck seems fairly implausible, but it's still the most likely thing I can think of right now. Then there was the whole deal with the biker. I'm not sure whether that was one of his homeless networks. I've been entertaining the possibility that the biker was just a red herring and had nothing to do with it. But I don't know, we will just have to see. I also really don't want Moriarty to be dead. Like, on the one hand, that would be great because then his character would just have been that crazy. But on the other hand, he's such an amazing character, and I don't want him to not be in the show anymore. And there's no way that he could have faked shooting himself in the head convincingly enough that Sherlock wouldn't have noticed at that close range. The only way that he could still be alive is that Sherlock knew that he was alive and just made the choice to go through with his plan anyway, because he had to do that. And of course, the ending of the episode was beautiful. Martin Freeman is amazing. One weird thing that I do is anytime, usually in a TV show, a character like almost dies or could have died, I like to kind of imagine what would happen if they had died and just how all of the other characters would have reacted to that situation. And that's basically what happened. I would have loved to see a little bit more of Mycroft's reaction. I would have loved to see Lestrade or Sally and Donovan when they found out, and I still have a little bit of hope that maybe we'll see some of that in season 3. I'm very curious as to where they will pick up the next series. I feel like in quite a bit of the fanfiction, stop judging me, in quite a bit of the fanfiction, you know, Sherlock is gone and comes back to Watson 3 years later, and I don't think that's a realistic time frame. I think that is way too long. I give it a couple months tops. And then Sherlock will reveal to John that he's alive. But that's just my theory. I have no idea. You know, after the Great Game, like, everyone in the world thought of every possible way that that situation could have ended, except that Moriarty took a phone call and left. So there's really no way of knowing what these guys have planned. On a final note, I would like to say that I seem to be the only person on the internet who does not ship Sherlock and John. They're friends, they're flatmates, they're bros, in their weird Sherlock-John way. I just don't see it. I don't see the John lock. I'm super excited for season 3 when that decides to come out. Until then, we can look forward to The Hobbit, which will undoubtedly be great, and lots of other things. And I'm just gonna stop talking now. Bye.